Hello, I'm Chris Richmond, and today I'm off to the village of Litcham to bring you some exciting news about a bell restoration project, which has just been given the go-ahead. Now, Norfolk has its fair share of quirky historic bell towers, but Litcham is notorious amongst ringers for being particularly challenging. The bell ropes have no rope guides and the bells themselves are hung on plain bearings, and yet they're still rung regularly. I've been ringing here since 2018, not long after I first started learning to ring, and they say if you can handle a bell at Litcham, you can ring anywhere. But for years, Tower Captain Tim Angell has been raising funds for the bells to be overhauled, and with the recent help of the Lottery Heritage Fund, this vision is about to be realised, with the bells being removed from the tower as soon as next week, at the time of filming this video. With this in mind, I've arranged to visit the tower and see the bells for one last time. Right, so here we are on our way to Litcham to ring the bells there for one final time, and to see Tim, our dear tower captain, who hasn't been brilliant recently. His health is deteriorating a bit, so I think this is a bit of a bucket list thing for Tim, so let's go along and find out what this project is all about. Once a small market town, according to the Domesday Book, today Litcham is a small village in the wilds of mid-Norfolk, based around a quaint marketplace. Today it's home to a school with over 600 pupils, overlooked by the distinct red brick tower of All Saints Church, which was rebuilt in the 17th century thanks to a wealthy local tanner, Matthew Halcott. On arrival at the church, I grabbed the chance to ring the bells for service one last time.
Okay, look two, treble going, she's gone. You're playing up because you're coming out.
It's a typical day on Litcham, yeah, that's what.
Even the local ringers struggle to handle these challenging bells. After the service, I meet with Tower Captain Tim Angell, who tells us more about this exciting project. Right, Tim, thank you very much for coming on here. So yeah, exciting times at Litcham. So what's actually happening with the bells here?
Right, well, yeah, very exciting. So the bells are being taken away, all being well, on Thursday, and all the fittings are going to be replaced, wheels, ropes, stays, everything, to, all being well, make them a far better and easier set of bells to ring. I mean, it's part of a bigger project, so I have been trying to get the funds raised and this going since about 2008, so it's been a long time, and in the end what we did was went for national lottery funding, having raised a bit of money over the years, but we just realised that, you know, we needed to go for one big hit on money. So as well as the bells, we've got the clock, which has already been taken away to be repaired by the Cumbria Clock Company, and that's going to be repaired, but in addition there's going to be an automatic winding mechanism, electrical winding mechanism installed, so it won't need somebody to wind it up every week, and it should keep better time. We've also got a lot going on with the schools, so we've got Litcham School, which is right next door to the church. We've got nature conservation things going on as well. We're going to put swift boxes in the tower, and apparently swifts don't mind nesting right next to church bells. So yeah, lots of different aspects, and we're trying to involve as many people as possible.
So what does the project mean to you? I mean, you're not in the best of health anymore.
So it's something I've been interested in since 2008. So I moved to Litcham in 2001, and one of the first things I was aware of was hearing the bells, so I toddled along to the church and said to the bell ringers, do you mind if I join you? And they sort of welcomed me with open arms. So I've been involved since 2001 and learnt to ring here, And back then there was people were saying, oh, they're such a difficult set of bells to learn on, and they really need a big overhaul. And I gradually, well, probably I was the only Litcham bell ringer for a while, because the others came from Rainham. So I became tower captain, and it just became a project that I wanted to do. And we had a number of false starts, because we just about to get going with the fundraising, and then the church roof would need doing, and so all resources had to go towards that. So it means a huge amount to me, really, that it's finally happening, and especially because I was diagnosed with motor neurone disease last year, and sadly I haven't been able to ring since about February time. So it's ironic that we'll get the new bells, or the refurbished bells with the new sound, and I won't be able to ring them, which is it's a bit sad for me, but I'm really looking forward to hearing them. It'd be to actually just hear other people ringing them would be fantastic. So it means a lot to me.
Yeah, kind of be your legacy almost, wouldn't it?
The
new style tuning and the
it'd be a nice thing
bells.
To tick off and get done,
yeah.
and just in the nick of time, I think, from my point of view.
And will you miss their quirky sound and the poor handling, and because that's, to me, is what kind of makes Litcham bells special in its own little way.
People do say that, but they don't sound great most of the time at the moment. I mean, we rang for the service this morning, what you did, and it was good in parts, a bit like the curate's egg, wasn't it? And the thing is, the bells have been changing over the centuries, and I don't think they've ever been properly in tune since 1914, so to actually have them in tune as a set, that's all good, really, and if they're easier to ring, fabulous.
Right, so a final question. Can I go in and take one last look at the bells before they come out?
You certainly can, yes.
With the bells now safely lowered, I climb the tower to see the bells in their current state for one last time. Right, so here we are in Litcham's wonderful ringing chamber, where I've spent many Monday or Tuesday nights since 2018, surrounded by this lovely graffiti everywhere. The graffiti inside the tower seems to have been a trend which started in the 18th century, with the oldest visible signature dating from 1734. Etched into the stonework are a mixture of names and significant events such as weddings. Right, now we've got to go up here and give the bells one last goodbye. Right, here we go then, into the clock chamber. Here we are in the clock chamber. So, yes, the clock has been removed. Now several hundred miles away in Cumbria, the clock dates from 1725 and was made locally by Maurice of Swaffham. And the bells are up even further, up this ladder. Right, so here we are, the bells. The 6 bells currently hang on plain bearings in a cast iron frame. 4 of them date from around the time of the reconstruction of the Red Brick Tower in the early 1670s, with 4 bells funded by local tanner Matthew Halcott. After developing a crack, the 5th bell was recast in 1914 by Alfred Bowell. This explains why it shouts over the other bells. The treble was added in 1894 by John Warner and Sons. The restoration would see these bells retuned together for the first time. I'm going to miss this rustic little 6. For all their quirks and hard work, it's going to be very different here when the bells come back. Bye bye, bells. Right, so there we are, a last hurrah for Litcham bells. I shall miss them, But yes, it will definitely be interesting to see just how much they've improved. So hopefully we'll see a new video in the coming months or next year. We'll have to wait and see. Watch this space. Now, let's go home. Now for the obligatory closing paragraph. If you enjoy my quirky, if slightly self-indulgent adventures, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.